Hey guys, what is up? It's me, the Gaming Powerhouse, and we are here today with another car mechanic simulator video. Except, if you've watched my previous two episodes, you'll know we're doing a Mercedes rebuild series, which are these three left. I have three left, but I'm going to take a break today, and I'm going to release two episodes in one day. Because if you don't know, they have a new DLC that came out. That is right, we are going over the Chrysler DLC today. I managed to snag one of each. The 300C SRTA could be in better condition, but we'll get that fixed up in no time. This one is pretty close, still needs some work though, so we'll be fully restoring each of these. I'll make separate videos, but they will both be up today. So this will be part 1 with the Cordoba, and part 2 will be with the 300C. So let's get right to it, with starting off with the body condition. I'm going to just take everything off and make sure everything's good, because I don't know which parts of this car need to be replaced yet. So this is all new to me. I have not looked at all at this car yet, so I may have trouble finding certain things depending on how it's built. You never really know with these new DLC cars. Sometimes they have really weird, odd parts, but we will find out together. So there's the front bumper. I think that's all the body condition parts. Let's just repair all those really quick, and then we're going to need all the glass components and the lights. So we need glass and lights for the Chrysler Cordoba. I'll put Cordoba into the, like so. Get the glass and the lights. And the reason I know that's what I need is because all the body panels can be fixed, but glass can never be fixed. Oh shoot, I gotta do it by name. Make sure I have everything here. Yup. Got that. Beautiful. That's already done. Boom, boom. Alright, we need 2 plates as well. And as you guys know, I do California. But for this one, I'm gonna do custom plates because I'm gonna be keeping this car because I don't have it yet. I'm just gonna Cordoba. Make it pretty simple. Sell the Finland ones. Alright, so we will quickly, before reinstalling that, I'm going to take the interior out. I'll probably keep the interior stock for my build at least. I do like the stock interiors look. Let's see what we need to do. So these are all Cordoba parts, so we can go to the interior store and simply look those up. Luckily enough for us. Cordoba. Buy that, buy 2 of those, and buy a bench. And you can't fix interior parts, unfortunately, so you do have to buy new ones whenever you have to do that. Really quick, before I put everything back, just so this is out of the way, I'm going to bring these over to the car, because they are slightly damaged. So I'll do one of those, do one of those. $1,100 does do a lot of work, especially in the worst condition cars. Luckily this one's not too bad, but there's some weird not rendering area at the bottom there. Oh, there it goes again. That. Jeez, it's being picky with me today. Look at that. I can't even get to the. Okay. Careful. There we go. Got it. Alright, now let's put all the parts back. All these should be the same stock color because I managed to fix up the panels. And there aren't any custom parts. They don't put custom parts for the DLCs, at least not that I know of. There's our license plate, Cordoba for California. Put that back there. And I know for a fact that if you guys watch this kind of video, Diesel Gaming, I think that's what his channel's called, he already posted a video on this car. But I'm yet to see a Chrysler 300 video. He might have it up today, we might have it up the same day. He won't know who I am, guaranteed. I just started doing this anyway, so. Alright, let's lift her on up. We do have to probably empty the oil from this guy because it was pretty good condition, so I'll put that over here. Oh no, we didn't. Okay, cool. So, first thing I'm going to do is get the tires off. I am going to keep the same rims, the stock Cordoba rims, because I like how they look a lot. I might put some different kinds of tires on it, depending on what I feel like doing. I might take the white walls off, I might keep the white walls on, I just don't know yet. So, we will take all these off. We'll start with the tires. So what do we got as far as tire size? We have 15s, so I'm actually going to increase those to 16s, and hopefully the size won't be too bad. So 205 70 16s all around. Let's go to tires. And I'm thinking for this one, I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do vintage tire without the white wall. Because I think the non-white wall will look pretty nice on this car. And I am going to keep the profile 70 even though I'm upping the rim size because I think it might fit the arches slightly better. And then we got to find the Cordoba rims. He's somewhere near Chapman, Classics, Cordoba, there we go. So we get 4 of those. And usually I put like really cool rims on this, but I want to keep it with the classic look, so that's why I'm doing the vintage tire, the Cordoba rims, just to give it that nice, authentic Cordoba look. Get these out of the way just because I can. Bad habit, but whatever. Alright, so once we get one of these taken care of, I'm going to test it out, make sure it looks nice. There's that for you. Install that. Get the next one going. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see how this looks. Hopefully the size isn't too big or anything like that. Oh yeah, no, it's beautiful. We'll test the front as well while this is going. Make sure they both look nice. Oh yeah. That's wonderful. Alright, let's get these two off. Do have to get to the suspension. I am probably going to have to get everything off this car simply because of how everything is low percent, which means everything needs to be replaced or fixed in some slight sense. And even though it is so close to 100%, I want it to be exactly 100%. So we will be doing a full rebuild on this car. The 300C will be a bigger rebuild because it's a lot worse condition. This was a 5-star in the auction house, so it was pretty close but not quite. Alright, so let's start removing parts. And as you can see, a lot of these are like 96, low to high 90s, which is why it's kind of annoying that I have to replace everything, but I am going to. So it'll be a lot harder to see what I need to replace as well, because it'll look like 100, even though it's not, as far as in the menus. There's that. We got our sway bar front end link right there. Inner tie rod. Don't forget that like we did yesterday. We got bottom suspension irons. That's kind of unique. Not a whole lot of cars have those anymore. Swing over to here. Get the rubber bushings out. So yeah, if this was for a client, I could probably keep a lot of these parts as they are, if they're already like 90s or higher. But since it's for me, and I want it to be 100, I'll be replacing everything. So yeah, I will be resuming the Mercedes series after today. I just wanted to take this time to get the new DLC right out of the gate so I can have a little bit, maybe a higher chance of getting some views. Hopefully you guys enjoy this and don't get too confused that I'm switching the series so quickly. I will be doing both in this Chrysler series today, as to not make any more confusion than necessary. So get these. Oh wow, that's like completely custom pipes. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, so there's 2 new engines, and both these cars' engines are brand new. So I'll have to hopefully be able to figure out what's going on. Are this a new gearbox too? Ooh, they are. I hope they have the performance gearbox for it. They usually add that kind of thing with the DLC though, so I'm hoping they did so again. Get the fuel pump, fuel tank out. Go over here. Get that out. That out. That's one side done. So yeah, this is All these cars are pretty tedious as far as the process required to get them rebuilt, but I always say that it's worth it for the end result, because it's just so nice to have a fully built car. Even though you could do it at the stock percent and it would still be a good car, it's just something different about knowing it's at 100% that I like. Alright, so let's see what we can do. This will be a faster rebuild, because I don't have to click it many times. And again, if you're new, that's my spacebar, because I set my spacebar to be my input for enter. So we need some double wishbone shocks really quick. Let's get those before anything else. And then once we get the performance engine parts, get rid of that shop. So it's ready ahead of time. And I could have salvaged some of the parts from that, but it's just a lot less time to take just to buy the parts instead. Alright, so what are we going to need as far as the engine? The fuel pump we'll need. So let's grab that. Go to engine. Scroll down to the fuel pump. There. So there's that done. We also need to see if they have these. So we need V8 OHVA pipe A and B. And then rear muffler V8 OHVA. We need 2 of those. So let's hope they added that. We can always, let's see, what did they say it was? It said, oh, it's A and B, that's why it's probably not showing up. Was it section or was it pipe? Exhaust pipe, so that might mean it's not in here. That would be so unfortunate. Oh yeah, it's not. Look at that. I don't think they have it in here. That's so unfortunate. I was really hoping they'd have the new stuff, but I guess they don't have that. Do they even have the rear one? So it turns out they do not have any exhaust parts that are custom for this car yet, which is kind of unfortunate, but that means we'll just have to buy it from the stock shop. So we need, let's find it here. There it is. There's those 2, and then we need 2 of the rear ones, which are right there. So yeah, we don't get any boost from the exhaust, unfortunately. That's alright though. The engine should have some boost. Let's see if they have the gearbox, which I'm guessing if they don't have the exhaust, they probably don't have the gearbox, but we can always check. So this would be V8, one carb. Nope, they don't have it. Figures as much. So let's go buy it from the shop. There it is. Did I need? I think I needed that. Oh no, I didn't. Well, that was kind of stupid of me, but alright, so there's those done. Now let's see what else we're gonna need here. So we need 2 ventilated, 2 drums, 2 pads. That's all for brakes, looks like. There's those. Alrighty. And then next we're gonna need front sway B and a fuel tank. So let's get those going. Should be right about there. And front sway B, just right here. Get those parts going. 2 inners and 2 outers. Both tie rods, of course. So yeah, I guess maybe later they'll release the performance parts for this engine. I hope they have something for the actual engine itself, but we'll have to see as far as what we are looking at here. Sorry, I'm checking something really quick. There we go. So we need 2 rear shock Bs, and how many bushings do we need here? Let's see here. We need 12 normals and 4 small, as well as rear shock Bs. So we need 12 of these bad boys. 4 of these. So back into here. There's that, and then we also have the small ones. There's that done. Alright, so we need 2 end link Bs, and then 2 hub bearings and 2 hub caps. That always seems to stay the same. You always need 2 of those, and then 2 to 4 of those, and then always 2 of these. Alright, so we have all the parts, so we're going to quickly, before installing everything back in, we're going to drop the engine. Hopefully this thing isn't too complicated. Let's see what it looks like. It looks pretty similar to the standard ones. That's good. Alright, we're going to take the stuff out of the engine bay and remember to do it this time. I forgot my last build, and that was kind of funny. But we'll make sure everything's good. Charge the battery up. It's like 5% it needs. Let's be really quick. Watch this. Yep, there it is. Already done. Install those back into the car. Like so. And we're going to raise this thing back up, and we're going to install all the stuff. I'm going to grab the tires really quick. Let's get this thing going. So we get the steering rack, the sway bee. Move over to the knuckle so I get a better view. As such. Cover on there, bottom suspension arm. Upper suspension arm. We got a double, oh yeah, this wavy I guess first, snuck in me on there. Double wishbone shocks. Front wheel hub with its 3 bolts. Nuts I guess, not bolts. Install everything else. Like so. And put the rim on there. It's looking good. I'll get the bushings. I almost forgot the bushings in the cross member. That would have been bad. Alright, switch over to this side. Get the bushings first so I don't forget. Alright, go over to the knuckle itself. Inner tie rod, knuckle, outer tie rod, bottom suspension arm, upper suspension arm. Double wishbone, front end link, cover, and let's get the wheel installed. So we do brake disc ventilated, hub there. Oh, there, come on, there we go. Brake pads, hubcap, brake caliper and its cylinder, and the wheel itself. Beautiful. I'm going to leave the front pipes off just in case I need those off to put the engine back in. So then we'll move to the back. It's a really odd shape. It goes over the leaf spring drive axle instead of going under it. It's kind of unique. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Those. Do one of those. Do that. And last but not least, the brake drum itself and the rim. So it's cool. I'm kind of glad they added an older Chrysler as well as the 300C. I knew the 300C would be added when I saw the Chrysler DLC that I got. Once I saw that was a thing, I was like, oh, they're gonna have the 300C, but I wasn't expecting the Cordoba, not gonna lie, because they have the they have a lot of different models that are quite similar. As far as like, they have a Chrysler that's like basically exactly like a Dodge Charger, so I figured they might have that, but they do not. So that's always fun. We're almost done with this build as far as the suspension work goes. So, the wheel on there. That should be everything. Yes, suspension is all done now. All that back. Start on the engine. Let's pop these parts out. It's good to see it has a few standard parts in place. It's always good to see. So yeah, it's basically the same type of process for taking everything off. It's gonna be pretty similar here. The exhaust manifold is very interesting. I like how that thing looks. And the spark plugs in the V formation, that's always cool. Let's get the front going here really quick. Get the serpentine belts off. Crankshaft pulley. Alternator, that was performance, that's good. Good to see we have some performance parts we can put on this thing. That's a big water pump. Your board looks like a turbocharger. Alright, get the timing cover, timing chain, cam gear, cam shaft. Let's look on this other side. Spark plugs, something the performance part we can get. The rocker arms are 1 unit, thank goodness. Alright, get these engine heads coming off here. Making some good progress. Alright, valve push rods. Almost done with this engine deconstruction. There's that. Alright, let's turn her over to get a better view at that oil pan. That's a unique part too. They had a lot of cool, like, unique stuff. I mean, kind of stinks that a lot of it's not going to be performance anymore, but there's some in there. We'll be able to get some more, a little bit more power out of it. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the 40% range, based on what I've seen so far. We'll see what happens though. I might be surprised. My guess is they're not going to have custom performance parts for anything specific to this engine. At least not as of yet. Get these rod caps and pistons out of here, as well as the crankshaft bearing caps, of course. That's all looking good. Almost done here. Last two. Pull that. Got everything. Let's see what we can fix up really quick. Okay, so I am going to look up V8 1 carb OHVA and see if anything shows up in that shop. Because that is its full title. Okay, I'm going to look up OHVA. See if anything shows up at all. Kind of doubting it at this point, but do a quick little check. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Okay, so let's check what parts we can buy for this thing. Alternator i6B, the carb B V8 OHVH. Let's get that. There's something we can work with at least, right? We can get all these standard those parts. The gearbox parts we can buy custom for, which is nice. Fuel filter, ignition coil, all that stuff. Fuel filter, you get this, and this, which is some percent. No wires though. 8 pistons and OHVF steering pump. There it is. We got some parts going here. think my guess of about 40% is going to be pretty accurate. Get 8 spark plugs. And that's all for performance. Now let's see what parts in here are going to have to be replaced. We need a new air filter. We need a new arm. New cam gear, new cam shaft. Let's see if we can find it. There's that. The new cam gear, and then the cam shaft itself is right there. Got that, got that, got that, that. We need a clutch release bearing, that's in a separate shop. I'll grab that really quick. Then we're going to need a pulley V8OHV and a idler V. Scroll all the way down. There it is. Alright, and then we need ignition wires and an oil filter. And it's a V8 oil filter, not an OHV oil filter. I found that kind of interesting. 8 piston rings. We're also going to need 2 of the rocker arms and both serpentine belts. Where is this thing? Oh, there it is. Timing chain F, 16 valve push rods, and a pulley. And the pump pulley is this one. $14, $15, $16. There's all those, the pulley, and now we are ready to rebuild this thing. Should add a little bit of power. I'm thinking 40% is definitely the number it is going to end up being. Only because that is usually what happens when an engine does not have custom parts, but does have some of the standard ones. Alright, so there's this. I'm going to get all the pistons in really quick because they're pretty quick. And now we got all the rod caps going. These take longer because of the screws. A little trick for when you're doing screws, if you can manage to get them so that when one goes down it goes to the next one, you don't even have to move your mouse, which is really useful, I find, because it's a lot less movement and you can just do it faster and more smoothly. Like for this, if I were to go like this, right, and I go like this, maybe, not really for that one, but when you have screws, if there's a lot of them, especially if you can line them up, it makes it a lot easier to do instead of having to go like this right here. Those two right there, I connected those two. Basically, if you can make the end of one make the beginning of another, it makes your job a lot easier. Like here, for this one right here, watch this. So these three, if you go like this, that went quick, and if you go like this, I just missed a little bit of that top one. So it just makes the process a little bit faster. I'm sure a lot of you already know how to do that kind of thing, but I thought I'd just mention it. help out however I can. I'm gonna reset my view here. There we go. Timing cover. The big water pump that looks like a turbocharger. There's the pulley. There's the custom steering pump. There's the arm. And the alternator that's also custom. There's that. There's the idler B. There's the first belt. And the second one, as well as the fan. Alright, let's get this engine head put in. I forgot the spark plugs on the other side to do that. Alrighty. Let me go over to this side really quick. There's those. I'm going to do this really quick. And rocker arms. As well as the cover. Intake manifold. Yes, a rebuild is definitely a tedious process, as you can probably tell from A, the lack of talking I'm doing, and B, my occasional sighs here and there. But I figured new car, gotta have a new video, so we can showcase the build right away, see what it looks like when it's fully done, what kind of power we're working with, and all that fun stuff. We'll do a test drive as well. I think that's everything. Yes, it is. That's the new engine. That's the oh, I have to lower this guy. That is the V8 1-carb OHVA. So that's pretty cool. I gotta install. There we go. Now I can move it back. Alright, let's get some oil in it. And all we have to do is install the 5 last things underneath, and we are done. Go take this to the paint shop. Close the hood. I should have raised it before. Oh, no, do not sell. Grab those. There we go. It kind of gives me like a El Camino vibe at the front, or like a Ford Ranchero, but then it's standard kind of Chrysler vibe at the back. It's kind of weird. It's a unique vehicle for sure. I'm kind of glad they added it. It adds to that old restoration kind of aesthetic this game has. I mean, granted, it has a lot of new cars to restore too, like the SLS, 300C they just added, the modern Dodge DLC, all that fun stuff, right? But then it's also nice just to have this kind of thing as well. You get the starter going, it's hiding from me. There it is. And this, if I'm not mistaken, all 100s. Very nice. Let me lower that really quick, get rid of some calls. Move that to the paint shop. I'll move this to the lifter so it's ready for when I have to film the next episode right after this one. I will be uploading them slightly separately, but they will both be up today. That's the goal. Alrighty, so let's see what color. I wonder if they have any liveries on this thing. Let's see. Nope, I didn't think so. What color? I'm kind of thinking like a white, almost. Like, oh yeah, maybe a little lighter, like that. You know? Ooh, you know what I could do? Hold on. Like a little bit of tan. I kind of like that. I'm gonna do that. That looks like a cream. It's like a cream. It's like an old person car. I should put Boomer as the license plate. That would have been funny. But no. So I don't know why I closed that. Let's see what kind of power this thing makes. So stock, I only made 193. It's not going to be a whole lot higher than that because there's not a whole lot of percentage we can add. But I'm hoping for at least maybe 300 if we're lucky. Let's see. 268, so we were kind of close. 268 horsepower, 379 pound for the torque though, so we did get a decent amount of torque. 38%, I thought, around 40. So they're not bad. I mean, I'm hoping they add custom parts eventually. Maybe the 300C will have some custom parts in that Hemi of it. But, so yeah, that has been the Cordoba build. I will be selling this in the next video, so that's just a little look at it. Let's go test it out and see what it drives like. Abandoned Airport, Cordoba. Alrighty, so that was actually a relatively simple build, not too much longer than my other ones. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and stick through the whole video to at least see what it looks like at the end product. Or, you know, if you skip to the end, I understand. I do that too sometimes. So here, let's look at the interior really quick. This is a really cool interior. I like that interior a lot. So this is the Cordoba. Kind of on the slow side. It does only have 268 horsepower, so kind of understandable. It does look very nice though. I do like how it looks. It's a very clean looking DLC car. I like the rear end. It looks like reminds me of the Monte Carlo kind of. So it's got a front end of a Ranchero and the back end of a Monte Carlo, in my opinion, of course. So here we are. That's all for this episode. The next one will be out soon. As always, if you liked the video, please hit that like button. Comment any feedback or ideas you may have for me. And if you're new here, subscribe. That would be awesome. And with that, gotta go.